Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm the Gray Strega, and we are doing the daily collective read for today, Wednesday, February 15th. What do we have coming in store in the cards today? Let's find out. First card coming out in our 5-card spread to start the day with is the Knight of Wands in its reversal. So we saw yesterday that communication was coming through a lot with all of the communication cards that we received with that 8 of Wands that we started the day off yesterday. But today we're seeing that there's a bit of a block still forming around some areas of communication indicated by this Knight of Wands energy. This is going to hit a little bit differently depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For feminine right now, this could be a focused or drawn attention to a particular masculine energy that you do not feel is coming towards you in the right way, communication wise, or is holding back on their passion towards you in some focused fashion. For masculine, this could be feeling right now like a lack of inspiration or passion as it relates to going towards something that you may have had your focus on, or feeling some kind of inability and blockage in communication in this area. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now. The next card we have in our 5-card spread. We've got 2 cards coming out right now. And this is coming through right now as a 4 of Swords along with an Emperor in its reversal. So again, going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. For masculine right now, there is this moment of exhaustion as it relates to some area that you've been trying to communicate or push your plans or projects through on. This is allowing you to have a moment of rest today because there's something about this that is making you feel a loss of control or a lack of balance as it relates to your own insights in terms of how to move forward in this fashion. While we see for feminine right now, this could be a moment where you are potentially putting some pause or some space between you and a particular manifestation of masculine who you do not feel like you're getting this communication from. And this is what's causing you to kind of perceive this energy as one that is potentially overly controlling with their lack of communication or negative communication, and giving yourself this space as you try to navigate this energy. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, the next card, the center card for our 5-card spread, we have coming through right now. Interesting. Whatever this is, whatever the space that is being created right now, there is a lot of focus right now on union and partnership, as is being indicated by the 2 of Cups. So while for feminine right now, this could be putting some pause necessarily around some energy that you feel isn't communicating or working with you in the proper fashion, there's still a lot of focus being paid towards partnerships at this moment. This doesn't necessarily require this to be something that is specifically based on relationships or intimate relationships, but it certainly can be. This could have to do with any partnerships in your life right now and building those strong connections that are going to allow for an equal give and take. While for masculine right now, there is some area right now where you are feeling the frustration or feeling like you cannot push something forward around a partnership, but still very much keeping your own focus on it as you proceed past this point. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, the next card we got in our 5-card spread for today, can I please get 1 card? Thank you so much. Is whatever this is, whatever space is being caused, this is very intriguing because we see here that while for feminine there is some attention that is being paid to some representation of masculine that is not necessarily in a place that you are feeling that they are working with you, you are still moving very directly towards something that is creating a strong partnership for you. And we're seeing here, particularly with the Hierophant, some sort of return back to a state of regularity, building these strong bonds, building something that is going to become firmer, that is giving you the opportunity to truly be seen and be heard. This makes a lot of sense considering there's some energy that you're experiencing right now that you're not necessarily being able to have that positive communication with. While with masculine right now, there is some kind of rest and pause as you concentrate on how to build these deeper partnerships as you go forward from this point with your eye and your focus on building a deeper commitment around some specific partnership. Continuing to get clarity, the final card in our 5-card spread right now. What is this? You guys know I hate seeing this card and it's upright. I hate it, but we're going to read it anyway. We do see here that this does relate to some situation or circumstance from the past that you're considering going back to or putting a lot of attention or focus on. This could be an area of pain that is something that has caused you pain or some sort of conflict in the past. However, we do see that there is some readdressing point that you are trying to determine. This could come back to some of this Knight of Wands energy in its reversal right now that you may be trying to amend with the focus on a better partnership. Well, for masculine right now, this could be a drawing of attention to some past situation or circumstance to also try to consider how to move forward in a positive partnership direction to something that is feeling more stable and balanced. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, getting clarity between this Knight of Wands and its reversal. So for masculine, this feeling of not necessarily being able to come forward in some fashion, but allowing the state of rest so that you can kind of come back into your power. While for feminine right now, this is an intention towards some masculine energy that is not coming towards you in the fashion or in the way that you desire. There could be some inability on this energy's part to do so, but really kind of allowing this moment of rest as you consider what to do with this energy, as you're feeling some of the anxieties or feeling like some of this might be intentionally controlling, or some energy that has some control that you're not necessarily ideally keen on. Can I please get one card? We've got it right here. We have here the Five of Cups in its reversal, which is, again, even though there is some circumstance or scenario around this energy, for masculine right now, there is a pause that is happening, trying to find the bright side on this and allowing this space of rest to try to allow for this new change of perspective that may allow you to heal and move forward in a more positive fashion. While for feminine, even though you're feeling this moment right now around some masculine energy that is potentially causing this disruption or this inability to come forward in the way that you would desire, and feeling some of the negative aspects of that control that this holds on you, you're allowing this space of rest again to try to allow yourself a better perspective or a more positive outlook on how to go forward from this point. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, getting clarity between this Four of Swords in its reversal with this Emperor in its reverse. So for masculine right now, having a moment of pause as you are feeling a loss of control, but still keeping a focus very much on a nice, strong, equal partnership. While for feminine right now, this is a moment where you are considering some representation of masculine energy that you are pausing on, even while you're still keeping your focus on creating a strong partnership for yourself. May I please get one card to clarify? We have coming out here, this is a moment of feeling somewhat trapped, and that would explain where some of this pause is coming from, specifically coming through with the Eight of Swords. So again, for feminine right now, this could be feeling like there is a necessary energy that you're trying to kind of work with to a better union, but feeling like something about that energy is not in a productive space, allowing this moment of pause, but also not necessarily allowing yourself to feel fully like you're able to move forward from this point, feeling somewhat trapped by the circumstances or situations. For feminine right now, this is a very important point to keep in mind, that some of this change of perspective might potentially free you from feeling this lack of control or this inability to move forward. While for masculine right now, this could be a focus on partnership, but not seeing the way that you can kind of have your control or your desires met in that at that moment, in terms of how you want to move forward in the ways that you desire. And it is this pause that you're creating, but you're also still feeling somewhat trapped or unable to navigate, which is where we're seeing some of this Emperor energy coming up in its reversal. Continuing to get clarity between these cards, getting clarity between these very strong cards of the Two of Cups coming through with the Hierophant. So the move back to something traditional, the move to trying to create a strong partnership that has this deeper sense of commitment, that has these deeper values, that trying to put your energy into the relationships that are allowing you to feel this grounded energy, and also that will allow you to have a voice in some way, shape, or form. May I please get one card to clarify? We have here coming through, this is a moment of victory, because we do see here that even though there is some energy that is being blocked, that for both masculine and feminine energy right now, we see that this desire or this focus right now on a strong union and partnership and trying to move towards something that has a deeper level of commitment is what is giving you this moment of validity, giving you this feeling of potential success as you operate from this point. Continuing to get clarity on these cards, getting clarity right now between the Hierophant and its reversal, the Hierophant in its upright, and the Seven of Swords. So again, some building, trying to build something more concrete, trying to secure some kind of stronger bonds, trying to move into something that is feeling more concrete and strong, that is giving you a voice, while also keeping a lot of focus on some past circumstances or situations that may have caused you pain or difficulty in the past, potentially trying to put some of this energy towards those experiences to find a more productive path forward. May I please get one card to clarify? We have here the Wheel of Fortune in its reversal, which makes a lot of sense because what we're really seeing here is, again, though there are some past experiences that have not necessarily gone the way that you desire, there's still some kind of focus or intentionality that you are bringing to them right now, hoping that some of the things that went wrong in the past will lead to correction points. This is what is allowing you to go back to them and readdress them, even though there is the possibility of more pain being caused, because you are trying to put this insight, this higher experience, trying to build something stronger from what has gone wrong in the past. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, getting clarity between this very interesting energy of the Eight of Swords along with the Five of Cups. So feeling in some way that you are trapped or bound up in a situation, but also trying to turn your perspective towards the positive as you navigate from this point forward. May I please get one card to clarify? We have here coming through right now with the Three of Pentacles in its reversal. So one of the things, and this makes a lot of sense considering this readdressment point that we see as it relates to some of these situations or circumstances in the past that did not necessarily work out in your favor, that there is a moment right now where you are looking at the fact that some foundation needs to be addressed, that there was something that you were creating in this moment that you find yourself in that was lacking the foundation that you ideally needed. And this moment of really putting a lot of energy into trying to address that lack of foundation so that you can better understand it to move forward in a more positive direction going forward. Continuing to get clarity on these cards, getting clarity right now between this very intriguing energy of the Eight of Swords, but along with the Ace of Swords. So feeling like there are some circumstances or situations that you're in right now that you are feeling kind of trapped or bound or unable to kind of extricate or remove yourself from, but also potentially staying in these situations right now as it relates to this because you feel like there is some success here on the horizon. May I please get one card to clarify? We have here coming through, this is that restoration point. This is where we see some of this focus on the past coming through right now with the Tower in its reversal. So this is acknowledging in this moment of acceptance that there were some things in the past that did not necessarily go the way that you had hoped, but really trying to use those past crises or these really traumatizing moments in the past that you may not feel like you're going to move forward from as new ground upon which to build your new success or your new leverage. So this is why we see this holding point, because for many of you, you're trying to move forward from this point in a productive fashion, though still kind of staying in the same energy and feeling kind of trapped as you do this restoration. Continuing to get clarity between these very powerful cards of the Ace of Swords along with the Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. So again, looking at some past situation or circumstance that did not necessarily turn out the way that you had intended, but really trusting that this was something that was meant to occur in the way that it was, because you do see some victory point on the horizon in terms of how that energy is shifting or changing right now. Woof! We've got here the Page of Cups coming through. So this is talking about new energy entering the situation, or a new sense of lightheartedness, a new sense of enjoyment, moving towards those areas of your joy, putting a lot of focus on your own fun, on your own frivolity, maybe even taking things a little less seriously than you have in the past. But it's this lack of seriousness that's what's giving you this kind of brightened outlook that we see coming through as you go forward from this point, because you really are kind of going towards your joy. Continuing to get clarity on these very intriguing cards. So seeing right now the clarity between the Three of Pentacles in its reversal along with the Tower in its reversal. So a moment right now where, again, you're looking at some situations from the past that did not necessarily work out in your favor, but giving yourself that moment of reflection because you're really putting a lot of attention into how the foundations of those situations or circumstances was not built in a strong way, and trying to build a more stable, strong foundation from the ground that's kind of been laid clear as those Tower moments moved away from you. May I please get one card to clarify? We've got our card here, and it is Why is this card now in its reversal? We had this in its upright just yesterday. This is causing some of that pause energy that we see with this Four of Swords. So there is something here where, again, there may not be a lot of communication around this circumstance or situation today, but it's kind of a held action. It's something held because there's this hope that there is something that can be restored, even with something that you've observed that you've observed does not have a strong foundation, and just kind of deciding. This is a moment where I think that many of you are going to decide whether it's worth continuing to communicate and try to restore this point, or if it's better to just continue to move on based on the fact that we saw some of that Emperor energy in its reversal. Continuing to get clarity right now between the Tower in its reversal along with the Page of Cups. So again, this moment right now of really looking at some circumstances or situations from the past that did not necessarily serve you or were not working in your favor, but using this moment to really kind of head towards your own joy, trying to like have these moments of fun or delight for yourself, trying to take a bit of a more lighthearted approach as you proceed from this point, trying to restore some of the energy that the injuries or problems that were caused with this Tower moment. May I please get one card to clarify? Whoa, we got two cards coming out. Here's more of that joy coming through, and the Two of Swords. So this really is a moment right now where I feel for many of you, you're asking yourself if you want to continue to try to restore some kind of Tower incident that caused you harm or pain, or if you're going to be moving towards some of this more lighthearted energy, because we do see a lot of energy focused around this point. And this is a decision, and I feel that some of you are holding your actions today, which would explain some of the lack of communication here, as you decide what the next step is going forward, to see if other energies are coming towards you in kind, or if there's still this focus on kind of restoring this Tower. The final two cards that we are now getting clarity for as it relates to today, this Eight of Wands in its reversal, so potentially some blockages and lack in communication or a desire not to communicate around some areas, holding that communication as you use your intuition to guide you to your next steps, but with a focus on what is going to bring you joy, the areas in your life that are bringing you the most happiness and the most levels of success, maybe even involving multiple other people or other friend groups. Really kind of this moment of like allowing yourself to take this more positive outlook on something that is causing some sort of blockage. The final card for today's spread, we have here the Six of Pentacles. So what is really happening here is, though there's a lot of different energy here happening, particularly as it relates to this blockage of communication and this other energy that's coming towards you in a much more fun, delighted fashion. You're waiting to have your intuition really guide you in terms of the next steps to move forward. But in the meantime, you're trying to be as generous as possible to all of the energies that you're experiencing right now, and ideally, potentially, to help you make this decision as you let your intuition guide you on the steps forward. Those are the cards for today's read. Let us get bottom of the deck to see what else we have to keep in mind going forward. The Moon card in its reversal. So again, we saw this yesterday, I will point out, with this addressing of trying to get to the bottom of something or trying to find the deeper truth around a situation. Now, we did see yesterday that this was one of the things that was causing a blockage between feminine or masculine energy, is really trying to understand these truths to the fullest potential. These truths are still very much at play here. And some of the blockages we see in communication here, or this inability to move forward, could have a lot to do with trying to get to the heart of the matter or trying to get to the truth. So this is just a moment right now where I feel like many people are holding in terms of that, trying to get the clarity they need to decide whether they're going to move forward or try to continue to do work in a situation that is feeling a blockage. That is our daily collective read for the day. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to pay for the reading and book the reading. Please make sure to hit both buttons if you're having a reading. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me today, and we will do this again tomorrow.